press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your social science class. We're going to continue with the chapter where we stopped in the previous class, that is types of society. Now, we have discussed what is a society and how society is interconnected, or what are the different aspects that are there in the society. So today what we are going to study is nature of society. In the previous class we also dealt with the definition given by McIver and Page. Alright, so today we will study the nature of society. I just jotted down for you, I just jot down everything and then we will go and list it down and explain it for you. Alright. The first one is community of communities. Okay, society is a community of communities. Web of social relationships, similarity and resemblance. Cooperation and division of labor. Then is social control. Sixth one is, it is dynamic. Okay, so we just have to add society is for every point. Then, now we'll see one by one. First, it's a community of communities. What is a community? A group of people forming together is a community. Okay, now in school or college we form a community. Teachers and students form a group there. Okay, your principal, teachers, students, then other teachers, we all form one community. In the hospital, if you got the doctors and nurses and everybody working there, they are a community. We are staying in the neighborhood and our neighbors become one community. Okay, so grouping of people. Now your friends, other friends, okay. Now students in this school, students in other schools, different schools as a community. Different students and different people. Just like in and around your neighborhood. Okay, in and around your neighborhood. Now, these small little communities, that is school as a community, college as a community, hospital as a community, neighborhood as a community, when all of them come together, it becomes society. So are you getting it? All of these smaller communities, when they come together, they become society. Alright? Now, in the society, there are families. And we have studied family is universal. That is, everywhere family is present. So, family is universal. There is families, different families. Your family, my family, his family, her family, their family, okay? All family, we stay together as a neighbors. We become neighborhood. Alright? So, every society has a family. We all stay in one of the neighborhoods. Okay, we go to a particular school and college. Okay, for work or to study, we form our community there. That is our people who we share along with. Teachers and students become a part of the institution you are studying or teaching in, isn't it? That's a community there. Now, if you have like 10 friends in your neighborhood, you all form a community there. So, each society has its own communities there, and when these communities come together, they become a larger part of this society. This is present both in rural areas and urban areas, that is in villages and as well as in cities. Okay? There may be political parties, they are also one community. Okay? Cultural committees, they are also one community. This panchayat people who are there, they also form one group, that is they are doing their kind of ruling, isn't it? So they are one community there. All of this. Now there is one person there, H.M. Johnson, who says this society is a community of communities. Who has said that? H.M. Johnson. Okay? H.M. Johnson has said society is a community of communities. It is one community and many communities coming together, becoming a society. Next one is, okay, web of social relationships. Now, see, there are different groups I told you. Let's take the school and the hospital. Now, in the school, there is a kind of relationship between the teachers. The principal has certain kind of relationship with the students and the teachers. The people who are working in and around you have a certain kind of relationship. You within your classmates have a certain kind of relationship, isn't it? Now, we are formed into different groups. Okay, we are formed into different groups and yet we have a certain kind of relationship. Now, a teacher and a student relationship. In the neighborhood, it may be friendship. In the classroom, along with your classmate, it's friendship. Okay? At home, it may be your parent and child relationship. Okay, or grandparents and grandchildren relationship. So, web of social relationship. Now, in this society, when we go at large, don't you have a certain kind of relationship with your neighbor? Don't you feel, or don't you call them for your festivals, or don't you go to their house? Don't you share things with your neighbors? You do, isn't it? There is a certain kind of relationship there, a form of friendship that is formed, saying that those people are also belonging to us and we also belong. So everybody, any religion for that matter, people who are in and around the neighborhood, they stay as a community. They stay as friends and people who care and share for each other. Now, it's not only our groups that matter, but how we interact or how we communicate, how we talk with our members. Now, if imagine you have a class of 50 students, okay, you are 50 of them in the classroom, and then now there is a teacher who is coming, any subject, he or she is interacting with you, talking to you, communicating with you. Now, if the teacher comes and stands simply there, doesn't do anything, and there is no interaction, there is no way to form any kind of relationship with the teacher. Similarly, when you classmates don't talk to each other, okay, now if all 50 of them are sitting quietly on their own, come to school, study and then go back, okay, not talking to each other, the teacher also does his or her class and just walks away. Absolutely no way of interaction, then the feeling of that community is lost, or that feeling of that community is gone away. That means we don't form that kind of relationship. Now, if the teacher is standing simply, tells the lesson, not bothered about who is listening, who is not listening, just walks away, there is no interaction from the part of the teacher. Who doesn't involve his or her students along with his communication. Same way with your classmates. If you don't talk to each other, you don't know them. You don't create friendships there. You are not of great help to each other at any time. So this kind of interaction and communication is very necessary in order to have this kind of social relationship. It's a web. Now I told you in the last class, it's like a spider web. It is connected, isn't it? Every line is connected. Now like this. Okay. Here every space is connected, okay, and then it goes on and joins. So if these dots here are not connected, then it breaks. There is a chain that is formed, isn't it, like a hexagon? There is a chain that is formed. Now that chain has to be there, otherwise this formation of web is not there. Similarly, as it is in society, if the teacher is here, the students are here, the principal is here, okay, the parents are here, okay, now in the management of the school, all of them are necessary, okay, all of them are needed. If there is only principal, vice principal and teachers, will the school or college function? No, right? We need students. If there are only students and no teachers, not possible, okay. The involvement of parents is also necessary for the welfare of the child, okay. There needs the principal who has to look after the institution, look after the management and look after the affairs of the institution, okay. So why is this post of the principal created? Because a certain responsibility is given to that person, whoever is taking it. A teacher has a certain responsibility. The parent also has a certain responsibility. Student also has an equal responsibility there. So this is like a chain of 4 aspects. There are many aspects, but major 4 aspects. One of them is not there, then it's very difficult, because all of them have to get involved into making the child's education better. Alright? So similarly, in the society, all like these aspects, okay, maybe cultural aspects, religious aspects, okay, maybe different communities coming together, religions for celebrating their festivals together, or anything for that matter, it is needed, because as a society, when we are living, we need to feel interconnected, or we need to feel connected to each other, okay. Now this relationship that we share is very wide, okay. Can you measure the relationship you have with your friends or with your parents or your grandparents? No, right? You cannot put a scale and measure. So this is how much that, now if the scale, now imagine the scale is so long, okay, small ruler. Can you imagine and tell, okay, my relationship with my grandparents is only so much? No, right? Oh, my friends is only so much, my parents is only so much. You can't tell. It's vast. Okay, relationships between which we consider close to us, relationships which we consider close to us and relationships that we share in the community is vast. That is, we have a lot of relationships that cannot be measured, and they are of different kinds. Now what relationship you share with your sibling, that's your brother or sister, you may not share the same relationship with the neighbor. There may be a different kind of relationship. What relationship you share with your parents, you may not share with your grandparents. Okay, so there is a difference of relationships that we share, and a difference in where we interact with people. Okay, now few of these examples are a teacher and a student relationship. Do you talk the same to your teachers as you talk to your parents? No, right? You don't do that. Okay. Do you talk, how you talk to your teacher, you talk to your parents, you don't do that also. None of us have done that, okay? So patients and doctors, husband and wife, so there are many other relationships, okay? Parents and parents and children, teachers and students, doctors and patients, okay? They are lawyers and their clients, so different kinds of relationship. When we have to deal with so many roles, now we'll have to take so many roles. Now just we'll begin from the family. Maybe we may be a sister to somebody, we may be a brother to somebody, okay, we are a child of a parent, we are grandchildren in the family, okay, or great grandchildren. Then we have cousins there, we have uncles and aunts who are there. When we come out to college and school, we have friends there. There is a different kind of relationship. We have a teachers with us there is a different kind of relationship with school teachers and college teachers. So every phase that you cross, you get a different kind of relationship. Okay, you meet different friends, then you go to work, you have a different kind of relationship there. Then you, in and around the society, when you go to the medical shop, when you go to the vegetable vendor, when you go to the bazaar, you have a different relationship with the shopkeeper there. Okay, so all of them are needed in the society. In some or the other way, every person is important. Okay, one or the other day you would need them. All right, so that is how it is a web. That is a connection of what? Connection of social relationships. Third one is similarity and resemblance. Similarity is same, okay, same. Now this white is similar to the top that I am wearing, similar, okay, it's the same. Now same and similar, you must understand there is a slight difference that is there. Now this chalk that is white looks similar to the dress that I have worn, but it's not the same, okay, it's not the same, it looks similar to what I have worn. So there is a similarity and resemblance, that is, have you heard, you look just like your mother or you just look like your father, so there is a resemblance, okay, we look alike, that is resemblance. Now what are the resemblances here? When people are staying together, our behaviors, okay, our character, our thought, our personality, our culture, our food habits, our dresses may resemble with each other. Now if you take Karnataka, people have different food habits all over Karnataka, okay. If you go to the south, they have a different kind of food habits. If you go to the north, they have a different kind because of the crops that they grow and because of the rain also. All these factors come into being, climatic conditions are there. Even with dressing, if you take the woman's wear, let's consider the sari. People all over Karnataka wear sari, yes, but a slight difference when you go to the Malnad region, okay. If certain people wear it in a certain way, certain ways of wearing it is also different, slightly different, not exactly like what is there in North India and other places, but little different from what people in and around Karnataka wear. Alright, so our physical traits or psychological traits. Now if you just take Karnataka, you can make out if that person is not belonging to your district or if that person doesn't belong to your locality. Maybe because of their dressing or maybe because of their language, you can make out from which part of Karnataka they can be. Okay, if you just go away from the district you are in, that is from the native place of yours, you can make a difference of the language. People can make out and people will obviously ask you, are you not from here or are you from this district? Okay, so they do ask you because variation of language is there. When those people come to one of your districts, you will also find the difference in language. Dressing sense also is slightly different when you go to different districts because acceptance of people's ways and ways of lifestyle is different. Okay, if you go to cities, people have a different kind of dressing that is there. But if you come to the rural areas, there is a different kind of dressing. So different kind of habits also. People's work style is also different. So I'm not taking India as a whole, but when you take Karnataka itself, you can make out if that person is not from your district. Okay. Sometimes facial features also you can make out, or the color of the skin also can be made out because of the physical features in and within Karnataka. Alright. So just make if you meet anybody outside your locality or outside your district, you just make and look at the language that they speak or look at the way they dress, so you can make out in their actions and their words. Okay. Now we have similarities in such saying that sometimes our thoughts are different. The way we show love and affection may be similar, okay, not different, similar. The way our values are, the way we feel united. Now we say we are Kannadigas, okay, so why do we say that? We feel a sense of unity. We say we are Indians, we feel a sense of unity there, okay, and that is what is keeping us strong. That is patriotism that is keeping us strong. Alright. Next is cooperation and division of labor. Cooperation meaning, now imagine there is a program in school, okay, Independence Day, and the teacher has asked you have to give a dance, okay, or sing a patriotic song. Now what is the cooperation that is needed? Each one of you in the class should understand each other, select one song, stay back for practice, and then go and sing that. What is actually happening here? You are adjusting with each other. That is, you are cooperating with each other, okay? You have a common goal. Now what is the common goal? We have to sing the song on the Independence Day, a patriotic song. That is one goal that you have to fulfill now. To fulfill that goal, there is a lot of hard work that goes behind. That is, you will have to come together, the teacher will have to sit with you, listen to your practice, you have to cooperate, okay, one has to select the song, maybe one will play the musical instrument. So you are doing what? You are adjusting together. Both of them are adjusting. The people playing the instrument, the people singing there, the teacher, everybody is cooperating with each other for one common goal, saying that our class has to sing on the Independence Day. Alright? So this is how. Then, now the teacher has said you will have to sing Independence Day, okay, patriotic song on Independence Day. Now you all are 10 of them. So 2 of them take responsibility. Now there is division of labor, okay, that is, work is divided. 2 of them will play the musical instrument, maybe guitar and the keyboard, okay. Then 2 of them will decide the dress code for everybody, okay, and 2 of them will make bands and headbands, okay, 2 of them will make that. Then the rest 2 of them will collect the song and bring. The rest 2 of them will teach the song. Okay, so this is how you are dividing the responsibility, but all of them, the 10 of them together are doing same thing. That is, you are practicing for the patriotic song that you are going to sing on the Independence Day. Okay. Then, with this, when you divide labor, what do you learn? You learn that there is a lot of sharing that has to be done. Okay. Now when this work has been given to each of them, there is sharing of work, and work becomes easier when you give work to others and everybody cooperates into doing it. In the society as also it is the same way. Now If there was one person who could do the doctor's job, the teacher's job, the lawyer's job, the policeman's job, and the politician's job, and everybody's job, if there was only one man who could do it, how difficult would the world be? So that is why we have divided our roles. A doctor will do his profession, a teacher will do her profession, the lawyer, the politician will do whatever work is assigned to them. In turn, everybody is contributing for one common goal, that is betterment of the society. So each individual's responsibility for the betterment of the society, though in different ways, will only be for the same common goal, that is having a peaceful society. Alright. Now division of labor that is there, that is divided based on your age, your skill, okay, your interest that is there, then depending on the individual. Now if I am not interested in singing, I will do dancing or I will do painting, okay. But if I am not interested in painting and I am interested in only playing musical instruments, I will go and play musical instruments. So that is how we can opt for the work that we would like to do and then take on and make the best use of our talent. Alright, next is social control. Okay, social control is, now just like you have rules and regulations in the calendar mentioned in your school, you have rules, isn't it? You have to be there on time, you have to come in full uniform with tie, belt, shoes, socks, okay, ID, and neatly trimmed, okay, neatly groomed hair, no spikes and nothing but neatly combed and neatly come, okay, ironed dress, iron uniform, and neatly come to school, be punctual, be responsible, be disciplined. There are so many rules laid down. You have your office hours here, you have your lunch break here, 4 periods here, the next 4 periods the next hour. So you have something laid down, rules and regulations. So similarly, society also has its own rules and regulations which each individual must follow on their own way, and in a way not to harm the society but make better use of the society that is there. Now, what kind of rules may be there? Laws are there, our constitution is laid down, okay, certain local governments or state governments give out you certain restrictions that are there, certain prohibitions are there which you will have to follow, come what may, you will have to follow, because they have done it in such a way, because that will spoil or harm the society. So you will have to follow it. The last one is society is dynamic. Dynamic meaning, have you heard of people saying he or she is a dynamic person, active, okay, up to the mark always, can take up any challenge that is thrown on them, okay, very dynamic person, is a very responsible also, okay, dynamic, full of action, dynamic. Now our society also should be dynamic, because each day is a new day for us and times are changing. If there is no change in the society, and if we are thinking of the old 1950s, if you think of the old 1950s, and if you are still applying here in the 20th century, okay, 21st and then the forward centuries, we will never progress, okay. At the time things get changed, society also needs to change in its thoughts and ways of actions. People cannot be thinking of what happened to them then and apply it to the present day. They may be saying, isn't it, have you heard your parents and grandparents or whoever saying that, elders saying, we did this at that time. Agreed that they have done it at that time, but it is not applicable at this time. So whatever we do at today will not be applicable in the coming 5 or 10 years. So we must also understand that we also have to go and change in the future, okay. So this is how it is dynamic. Now comparingly comparing rural and the urban areas. The rural areas is a little backward still, urban areas is growing, but still educated class or uneducated class, whatever, people have a certain mindset towards certain things in the society. All right. So this is nature of society. With this we will wind up, students. We will come to the importance of society in the next class and then move on to the types of society. Thank you very much.